So now it's starting to rain. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone's doing well. And thank you for watching, for joining us here today. Although we're not going to go and explore. But I wanted to say a couple of things. I've been in the Southeast Asia, or the sea region of this world, for about 1.5 years now. Last year in Thailand for about 5-6 months, and then came here about a year ago. Actually, a year ago in a few weeks, next month. And I started watching videos on YouTube about, Southeast Asia, Thailand, mostly Philippines. That's when I actually started about over a year ago, because I plan to travel to the Philippines. So I started watching YouTube and YouTube bloggers, foreigners, and of course Filipinos, mainly Filipinas who are famous or have a good following or subscribers on YouTube. So I came here and started watching more and more, and there's a few that I watch now, about 2 or 3 Filipinas, one Filipino expat, I think he lives in the U.S. I just started watching him a few days ago, but he's got good content. And of course, a lot of foreigners from Europe, Eastern Europe, from the U.S. and other parts of the world, Australia and the UK, and and I'm sure all of you have watched a lot of videos, especially men, foreigners that are not here now in the Philippines or in Thailand, but have watched videos about how many foreigners have been scammed by local females. Usually thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, And I watched those videos with amazement, because to me it doesn't seem real that any man, regardless of age, whether they're in their 40s, partially retired or whatever, or in their 50s or 60s or 70s, whatever, doesn't matter. How can a man be so naive and so careless with their money? To just throw it all away and give it to, doesn't matter if he found the love of his life or whatever it is, after decades of searching for her, and he came here to the Philippines, and wow, there she is, right? Whether he met her at a bar, online, or whatever. Mostly, that's how those horror stories that I've listened to this past year or so here on YouTube have been, long distance relationships initially, or men come here on a short stay, or they plan to stay here for retirement or whatever it is, And they meet a local girl, and usually a city girl that is working at some establishment, and but it's mostly from the province, as most of them are, that work in the cities. But and then they fall in love, and whatever it is, Love is not about how much money you spend, how much money you have. It's about caring for each other, and we all know that, and I'm not here to judge anybody. because I don't really judge anyone unless you're a criminal or you commit a crime and kill somebody or some other atrocious crimes, you know, then I will judge you based on the evidence and so on and so forth. But so what you do in a relationship, that's your own. I don't. Doesn't matter how much money you spend on her or her family or her friends, her cousins, you know. And they have a lot of cousins here. They have a lot of cousins, a lot of relatives, you know. So, but mosquito. It's a lot of mosquito, especially when it rains or it's about to rain. It starts to drizzle a little bit, as you can see up there, you know. Yeah, it's a beautiful mango tree over there. But yeah, it's gonna back over there is that's where it's coming from. You have to be prudent. You can be generous without giving away too much. You know, and you shouldn't give away too much. It's not right. It's not appropriate. I'm a generous man. I'm a very generous man, and everywhere I go, you know, I give a couple of pesos here, 50 pesos, 100 pesos, 200 pesos, 500 pesos tip, whatever tips. There's a lot of beggars here, as you can imagine, and they are all over the world. Every city that I've been to in the last 12 or so years, over 50 countries, you know. So, but yeah, it's your money. It's your money. You earned it. Take care of it. Spend it as you wish, of course. But money doesn't buy you love. Money doesn't buy you anything but material things. Your necessities that you need, your rent, your utilities, your groceries. If you have a motorbike, then your gasoline, your maintenance that you need to do, oil changes and so on and so forth on your motorbike, you know. And your expenditures for miscellaneous items, and if you are going to go exploring, you know, with us or by yourself or wherever you are, right, you know, that's additional costs, right? Whether you're with a Filipina or a Thai girl or wherever you are, you know. First, if they ask you for money, that's the first red flag. If they ask you for money, that is the very first red flag. Don't. It doesn't matter how, you can, come on, it had to be, use common sense, right? Especially older men. I'm an older man, okay? I'm on my sixth decade on this planet Earth, and I enjoy it. I feel great. I mean, in relatively good physical shape, both mentally and physically. Or definitely physically and mentally, of course, you know. And I don't know why men let themselves get in that situation where they meet a girl, and it's happened here in the Philippines, in Thailand as well, and I'm sure in every country on the planet, where they meet, you know, they, I don't know, fall in love, whatever. I don't believe in love. I believe in caring for each other, showing affection to each other and caring for each other and having mutual respect, you know, and enjoying life together. But love, who is it? What is love? You know, so, but that's not here nor there. So, to each his own. And but no girl has the right to ask you for money. None, zero. Mosquitoes. That's one thing I don't like about this hot weather. It's the mosquitoes that come with it, the bugs. But anyway, it's up to you. Up to you. But you know, one thing that my mother used to tell me when I was a young teenager, young boy, and God bless her soul, but she said, she used to tell me, son, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Plenty. And I know she was talking about Southeast Asia, to be honest, but she said the sea. And you know what? She was right. There are plenty of girls everywhere. Get away from the city. Get away from the city. Go into the province. Go into a smaller little city. Get yourself a motorbike, a scooter, ADV, get an ADV 160 Honda, or a Click 125, or a Yamaha NMAX, or whatever it is, you know. I like the Honda. I've had both the Click and the, now I have a, right back over there, the ADV. Just got about 6 months ago, brand new. And just ride, go and explore, enjoy life. It's beautiful. Philippines, Southeast Asia, the sea, beautiful. Beautiful, good people. Everywhere we go, we meet good people. I can honestly say that in a year being here, almost a year, just in a couple more weeks, I have not yet met an angry Filipino. None. Not even my ex-Filipino girlfriends that I had, and I had 3 of them. Okay, that I met, 3 of them I met online. Didn't work out. You know. So that's why I started going exploring. You know, and going exploring to local beach resorts, private resorts, mountain resorts, everywhere. And there's plenty of ladies to be met. You know, not saying that all are good, because I don't know. Okay, human nature is human nature. But you will find those in the province where, you know, go where we go. Watch some more Go Explore, see, and go exploring with us. Because can I afford to go to Boracay and Lacawan and a couple of other ones here in the Philippines that are tourist attractions? Of course, absolutely. Yeah, went twice to Lacawan this year, and you've seen some of the videos, some of the clips. Beautiful, white sand beach. You know, to me, it's like a mini Boracay. Never been to Boracay yet, but it looks like it based on the videos that I met. Yes, baby. All right, just a minute. Okay, that was my son. He's inside, and it just started to rain. So, yeah, Lacawan is expensive. You can spend, 9,000 pesos a night, for just a modest accommodation in a one room. You can get a suite, for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, whatever. 14,000 a night, something like that, So not cheap at all. Okay, but where we mostly go, 3,500 pesos, 3,500 pesos, 4,000 pesos. It's pretty good. It's decent, I think, and really good accommodations. So that's probably about. Let me see. Currently, about $18, $19 per 1,000. So 38. So about $50 plus, or so. Which is not bad. And just go explore. That's how you meet. You can meet, good ladies. Face-to-face interaction is the best thing. And if you like her, I'm telling you, don't be nervous. If you like her, talk to her. And they're up front. They'll ask you, how old are you? Where are you from? All this stuff. And if they ask you how much money you make, big no-go. All right, so But and then you just exchange, ask for her messenger or WhatsApp. They usually use messenger here in the Philippines. Line in Thailand mostly, WhatsApp. Here mostly messenger, Facebook, and that's it. Just get her contact information, social media app, whatever it is. That's it. That's it. You don't have to hang around or whatever it is, If you're at the beach or mountain resort or whatever it is, just, do what you need to do and just, and contact her later that evening or later the next day or whenever it is, And that's how you start communicating, right? That's how you get to know her, and it may be quick, maybe, and here it's very quick. It's very quick, okay? So that's why you have to be prudent, okay? It can be a few days, a week. You can, she can move in with you if that's what you want, or you can, keep going back and forth. Go to where she lives, because most likely she'll be living with her family or whatever, She might be in college. She might be working at a sari store or a supermarket or at the mall or something like that, nearby or whatever, So, yeah, just do what you need to do. But by all means, red flags would be like how much money you make. And if, a few days later or something like that, you can have one thing though too. If she asks for a load, a load is not a big deal. I've given loads to quite a few girls when I was doing the online dating last year. I haven't done it this year. I don't need to any longer, but last year I was, and a lot of the girls asked me, "Oh, can I get a load for this?" So I can, I said, "Well, yeah, if you're gonna talk to me, sure, But it was up to me. If I got a good vibe, and this was after I met that lady on the mostly WhatsApp. Because I said, "You got WhatsApp? Okay. Give me the number, and then let's do video chat. Once we do video chat, we see each other, because you have to see each other, okay? If you're doing the online dating, because those photos on their profiles may or may not be who they say they are. And then once you do a video, if they say okay, if they don't say, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. But if it doesn't happen within 48 hours, so if you're meeting on the app, as far as a video conference between you and her, yeah, something's not right. So, but let's say you're doing that, and then they ask you for load. Man, no problem. Load is what? 100 pesos. Okay, good for 7 days. So yeah, by all means, it's not even $2. Okay. So, and if you send her the load, right, for her phone, but she doesn't communicate with you, she doesn't do video contact with you, communications with you, she rarely chats with you, or you send her a message and she doesn't reply within 30 minutes, no, forget about it. She'll tell you whatever excuse she'll tell you, or yeah, don't believe it. Mosquitoes. Don't believe it, because if she's really attracted to you and she's a truly genuine, she's gonna have to worry about it. Okay, if she likes you, she'll contact you, right? You know that, right? So yeah, and but so once you met that girl locally or whatever it is, but if she asks for, yeah, red flags, like I said, red flags, money, how much money you make, can I have 3,000 pesos for this, or 5,000 pesos for that, or something happened to one of her relatives or something, and she needs 10,000 pesos or whatever it is, that's not a lot of money, okay, a couple $100, not a lot of money, okay, but it is here it is, okay, the average income is what? Maybe 6,000 pesos, 7,000 pesos a month. Like it, some 10,000 pesos, up to 20,000 pesos a month. That's for the whole month. 20,000 pesos is around What is that? About 300 bucks, I think, something like that. I'm not really sure. I'll put it up there. But yeah, so yeah, I don't. Again, I'm a generous man, and but I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I know the red flags. I've been around the block quite a few times, you know, and everywhere. Doesn't matter. And people say, "Oh, Filipinas or Thai ladies, they're bad." No, they're not. You know, you're the person that's bad if you got yourself in that situation of stupidity. Okay. Because why? You're trying to buy what? Love? You're trying to buy affection? What are you trying to do? That's crazy. Okay, it's stupid. Don't do that. You know? No. You know? I'm generous, yeah. My current girlfriend, yeah, we go up to the mountains, you know, met her family and so on and so forth. I look around, you know, and you've seen them in these videos, right? You know? And I say, you know what? I'm going to get Yola this and that. Going to upgrade her chicken. Well, she got a lot of chickens. Going to upgrade her kitchen, or the little hut that they used to cook, you know. And I did. It wasn't very expensive, you know. Or I'm going to do this, you know. But it's me saying that. Why? I'm retired. Retired U.S. military, and don't make a lot of money, but I make more than enough to live a good life here. And to me, a couple $100 a month to improve someone's life, it's nothing. It's really nothing, you know. Doing two things. One, I'm building rapport with their family. All right. I don't give too much, but enough where it's you know, they'll understand that I do care for their daughter. Okay. And two, it pleases my girlfriend, you know, keeps her happy. Not that I have to do that because, again, she never asked for this here, never. That's just me saying that, okay? If you can give, why not? Give. You know, I love my Lord Jesus Christ, and I'm not sure if he ever gave anything in his life, but I'm not a church-going guy. I have faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, and he's my church. I can pray to him anywhere I am, at any time. So I don't need to go to church. But it's real. I love Jesus Christ. Truly love him, very, very much. Am I perfect? Of course not. Am I going to heaven? I don't know. You know. If I do it and if I don't, that's neither here nor there. So, but anyway, I don't like hypocrites, and so being generous, you know, what's gonna, if you're making $3,000 of your pension or whatever salary you have, whatever it is that you have monthly from whatever source, whether it's a remote job, whether it's a pension, or some kind of retirement funds, whatever it is, you know. If you have at least 3,000 pesos, or $3,000, then you are pretty well off here. You can live a very good life in the province. Probably even in Manila or the big cities, you know, within reason, of course, you know. You can find an apartment for, you know, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 pesos, depending on the size and the location, you know. But yeah, spending a couple $100 a month or every now and then to improve someone's life, yeah, you know, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And the rain, I love the rain. So short video on not to be stupid, to be prudent, to think. Doesn't matter if you're 40, doesn't matter if you're 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72. wherever you are in your life, as a single foreigner, American. I'm an American, so that's why I'm, but foreigner from anywhere, okay? If you're younger, you probably tend to go to the bars, and go to of course, only go to the big cities, right? Medium-sized cities, whatever it is, and go bar hopping, and that's cool. That's okay, and that's what you want to do. No big deal. But just be smart about it. Enjoy your life, and be safe. Don't get drunk. Definitely do not get drunk. If you're a tourist here, don't ever get drunk. If you're a tourist in any country of the world, do not get drunk outside. If you're at a hotel, an apartment, a house that you're renting, that's where you get drunk. That's when I say be prudent. To me, it's common sense. I've never gotten drunk outside the United States. And in whatever country I was in, I never got drunk outside the hotel that I was staying at, or the apartment I was staying at. Never. Never. Because bad things will happen if you get drunk outside. Okay? Bad things will happen. Yeah. But if you're older, over 40 or 50, certainly, 60, right? Then you're mature, then you should know. Okay, you should have the common sense, the knowledge of having lived so many decades. Okay, and knowing human nature, because human nature does not change. That is not change regardless of country. It's all the same. Men and women are all the same. It doesn't matter who tells you what. My experience has been this. Everywhere I've been, people are the same all over the world. Okay? Yeah, be smart. Be smart. Red flags, don't give your money away. It's your hard-earned money. Doesn't matter if you make $10,000 a month pension. Be happy. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Care nothing for what other people think about you or what they say about you, but just freedom with respect, dignity, and go out there and explore. Okay? So enjoy.